Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever timeline you find yourself watching, it is a pleasure to have you again. Uh, I will continue with the video, the various teachings that I've been doing, and I think that it is important for me to share some of the very strategies and principles and methods on how to actually create the kind of life you want. You see, it is my greatest desire to kind of be able to help people, humanity, to get to discover who they are and be able to recreate their very future, reinvent themselves, recreate their personality, create their new realities, and be the better version of themselves. That is the motivation on which I had. That's why I actually got involved in doing this research on human change. And on my path to this research, I have actually discovered the Lord and somehow gotten to experience some of the things. And the result is so tremendous, which at times when you know such a thing, you get to start understanding the meaning of being a divine creator, being a God. And I actually want us to understand it. The only issue here is when you get to know and you get to start living this life, you discover that the responsibilities you had to, you formally gave to an external force becomes your responsibilities. And so you get to see that if you fail, you are the one to be held responsible. You succeed, you are the one to be held responsible. Whatsoever happens around you, you are responsible for what happens around you. So this is what actually you need to understand while you are watching this video today. Okay, the human person is created in a way where you see, when you look at yourself in the mirror, what you see is just a body. You see might be a handsome, beautiful face. You look through, you see only your body, as well shaped as you are. That's all that a lot of people see. They forget to know one thing. Hidden within them is another universe. There is a universe within you, and this universe within you has a link with the external world through your body, and this link is called the human brain. The human brain is one of the most mysterious organs in the body of a human. You see, when you get to study the brain and its functions, its structure, it gives you a different kind of mindset about who you truly are. Your mind, as we see it, is the way the brain functions. That's what the mind is. The different neural roots that are created within your brain makes you what your mind is. So you can have several mindsets. You have a mindset concerning money, you have a mindset concerning marriage, you have a mindset. So there are different kinds of mindset based on different cultures that people develop. And the truth is, we are in these to take away these limitations that actually create division, because the intent is to get to union. That's the main purpose. You get to union. The Greeks call it theosis. We need to get to union, one with God and one with ourselves. And how do you get to this? When you understand how important your brain is, how it was created to function. In your brain, you have three different parts in your brain. You have what we call the outer lobe, the upper lobe, which is the cerebral hemisphere of your brain, which is the top lobe of your brain, which is what is exposed after you break open the crown of your head. What you see as a brain cover, a brain there, is called the cerebral hemisphere. And within the brain is what is called the middle brain, and you have the brain stem. On the brain stem you have some pons, and behind it you have the cerebellum, which are two, we'll call it the lower brain as some people call it. So at the end of the day, this entire brain, yes, is one, but it has the conscious brain, you have the subconscious brain, and you have the analytical brain, or you call it the umbilical brain, because it is the link between the conscious brain and the subconscious brain. And your subconscious brain is that aspect of you that is autonomic, which means it controls you without you knowing. It works on your body. That's a kind of unconscious aspect of you. It does things unconsciously. It's autonomic. It just operates without you. For example, the blinking of your eyes is controlled by autonomic system, the autonomic nerve system. You have the reflex act. The reflex act is controlled by the autonomic nerve system, and there are others. And the funny thing about your personality is that each day you have over 2 billion thoughts that flow through your brain. 2 billion thoughts, but you are only conscious of about 2,000 of them, which means majority of your life is controlled by the autonomic nerve system. And at the end of the day, you are unable to, in fact, you are sleepwalking. A lot of us are sleepwalking. We are walking on the streets, but we are not aware of what is happening with us and who we are. But that is the reason why I'm here. And when you get into the dynamics, the operations of this brain, this machinery called the brain, you realize that the various habits that we express every day are built based on the thoughts we think, based on the feelings we attach to them, the behaviors we have, and these repeated severally becomes a habit. So what is a habit? A habit actually is a redundant unconscious thoughts. That's, I will put it this way, habits are redundant autonomic unconscious thoughts, emotions, behaviors repeated over and over. So we acquire them through repetition. So once I think on something and I attach it with a feeling, there's going to be a manifestation. There's an action that follows. And the moment I take that and I repeat it over and over and over and over and over, what happens? It becomes a habit. For those of you who are drivers, when you started learning driving, let's say for the first year, you were very conscious. Most of the things you were doing, you were very alert. So, but when you progressively learned and became so, you mastered your car, you mastered the different roads. At times you drive, you already know where there's a pothole somewhere. As you are driving, you already know how to change the gears of the car. Nobody needs to tell you. As you are driving, it happens automatically. You don't control it anymore. You are no more conscious of it because you have built it into a habit, and now you know how to make it happen. That goes with every other thing in our life. Every other thing. We build this kind of consciousness, we transform it into unconsciousness once it becomes automatic. And that is how most of our habits are. Our habits are like that. We build them like that. And at the end of the day, we become what we are. And most of the times people want to blame maybe others for what is happening in their life. And some even say that's the way they were born. No, you were not born like that. That is not who you are. You actually, between the ages of 1 to 7 and 7 to 12, this is what happened in your life. You were learning through hypnosis. And because you were learning through hypnosis, what is hypnosis? Hypnosis is a kind of way to mimic. You learn through mimicking, where when somebody does something, you copy. You look at it, you do it. Another person does, you look at it, you do it. In this way, you are copying what some people are doing. So you are being hypnotized. It's a learning system called hypnosis. Like as I said, you are being hypnotized. You are mimicking what people are doing, and you create a habit for yourself. Between the age of 0 to 12, that happens. So you build that system. It is only when from 12, when you are reasoning brain becomes mature, that is start learning by repetition. But before 12, you keep learning by what you see. The reasoning capacity is not yet there. It's not yet developed. But by the age of 12, it is developed. That is why from the age of 12, when children enter into adolescence, you discover this, they become kind of rebellious. They don't want to take things again from their parents. They feel like they are being caged. So they want to use their brain to do things. And so you see them taking some funny kind of decisions and living a kind of life. That is because at this particular age, their conscious brain has been developed to be able to reason out things and paths for themselves. So they start creating their own neural pathways, taking decisions for themselves and doing what they want. That is how that habit is built. So you think over something, your thoughts alone are, when you are thinking, this is what thinking and learning does. In your brain, you might not see it. When one neuron pass one to communicate, they communicate through what we call electrical signals, electrical charges. When a neuron touches another neuron through synapses, what happens is they create connections. And when that connection is created and information is passed from one neuron to the other, that's an electrical charge. That's a thought that is in your head. And your brain secretes a particular chemical that makes you feel the thought. That becomes a memory, your emotions. Your brain secretes a chemical that makes you feel the thought you are thinking. And once you feel a thought, you can transmit that thought to create what we call an energy field around you, because thoughts are electrical energy, are electric signals. Emotions are energy, because what we call emotion is kind of energy in motion. And when this energy in motion collides with the light, with the electric signals, they create a kind of field in which you operate within. And this field is what you work with. People can sense it because that is what you have built around you. And this, if you repeat over and over the same thoughts, the same emotions every day for a while, that is how memory is developed. When those neural pathways are created through learning, when you go revising them, repeating them over and over, that's memorizing. Now you memorize, you create neural roots. These neural pathways, you become a master of them. The moment you master them, they become a habit for you. So you just flow with them. So if you develop a negative mindset based on the kind of negative energy that you projected to the universe, and broadcasted through your thoughts, what happens is that will be your life, negative. And at times we want to blame people for the various failures that happen in our lives. But the truth is, before something wrong happens, you have projected it to the universe, and the universe brings it. So the thoughts you think matters a lot. So if we have to be able to change this life, then the target is our thoughts and our emotions. And how do we do that? First of all, you need to get to become a new personality. You can't actually enter the kingdom of heaven as an old person. Let me call it the kingdom of heaven. You can't experience new results in your life as an old personality. Don't forget, it is your personality that actually creates your personal realities. Every experience, reality you experience on earth is created by the personality you have developed. So if you want to change your personal realities and experiences, then there is a need for you to as well change your personality. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you act, that's your personality. Your personality is the way you feel, the way you think, and the way you act. If you can change that, then you have changed your personality. And if you change your personality, then you can change your realities. And that is the easy way out of it. And that is the reason why I am so excited taking this journey with you, because I actually want you to get to know yourself and become a better version of you. Improving yourself is the greatest room that exists on earth. When you improve on yourself, you have more opportunities, you have a reason for success. And so your success is attached to your personality, or your failure is attached to your personality. Change your personality and you change your results. Thank you very much for watching my video. I actually will ask you to go down to that notification button and subscribe to become a follower of this channel, so that anytime I am lecturing, you can have direct information. As messages are uploaded, you can start listening. Thank you very much for being